Brad and Kathy earnestly began researching Mongolia. They decided to team up with Adventist Frontier Missions and began seeking a way into this closed country. Finally, they found a German missionary who was willing to get Mongolian visas for them if they would teach English with him. Brad and Kathy wrote a letter and mailed it to their wedding list asking for support.
The day that we put it in the mailbox, that evening he called and said the whole thing was canceled. And though most people would think, okay, that means the door's closed, you're not supposed to go, but for us, it was a sign that God waited till we mailed the letters, because God still had a plan and a way for us to go there.
Months passed. Brad and Kathy and the rest of the Adventist Frontier Mission staff prayed and continued to trust that God had a way for them to get into Mongolia. While they waited, Brad graduated from the Adventist Seminary, and they were introduced to a man in the Mongolian embassy in Japan. Believing he could provide them with visas, Brad and Kathy packed their belongings and boarded a plane bound for Japan. When they arrived in Tokyo, they visited their contact at the Mongolian embassy. To their dismay, Brad and Kathy discovered he had no authority to issue visas. For the next several days, they called and visited the embassy, trusting that God would open another door. A few days later, their embassy contact phoned them and told them to meet with a Mongolian professor working in Tokyo. Perhaps the professor could help them get visas.
So we went there and knocked on the door, and it's only his wife and his grandson there. And they don't speak English very well, and neither did they know Japanese. And so we understood he wouldn't be home till, much later, more like 8 or 9 o'clock. So we didn't want to just continue being uncomfortable waiting in the house, so we said we would return. And meanwhile, we went and found a little coffee shop and ordered some hot chocolate. And when the time came, then we returned. And a very friendly professor. And he called the university and made arrangements, and we would have a visa. And if nothing happened within a few days, give him a call back, and he would call again. God got us a visa. It's quite a long train ride from Beijing to Ulaanbaatar.